Within 60 seconds of lying down and closing your eyes, your body begins a cascade of chemical and neurological events so precise, so coordinated, that scientists have spent decades trying to fully understand it. Most people assume relaxation is simply the absence of stress. But the truth is far more active, far more fascinating, and far more powerful than that. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to discover exactly what happens inside your nervous system, your brain, your muscles, and your bloodstream the moment you begin to truly relax. We will look at the hormones involved, the brainwave shifts that occur, and the one mechanism that most people never activate, even when they think they are winding down. By the end, you will never think about rest the same way again. The concept of relaxation as a measurable biological process did not gain serious scientific attention until the 1960s and 1970s. Before that, rest was simply considered the absence of activity. You stopped moving, you stopped working, and your body passively recovered. That was the dominant view for most of human history. Then a Harvard cardiologist named Herbert Benson changed everything. Benson was studying hypertension and noticed something consistent in his patients who meditated. Their blood pressure dropped. Their oxygen consumption fell. Their breathing slowed. And these changes were not random, they were reproducible, measurable, and distinct from ordinary sleep or rest. In 1975, Benson published his landmark work describing what he called the relaxation response. He identified it as a coordinated physiological state, the direct opposite of the fight-or-flight response. This was the moment relaxation became a science. What Benson had discovered was that the human body has a built-in counterbalance to stress. The stress response is managed by the sympathetic nervous system. It floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline, raises your heart rate, tightens your muscles, and sharpens your focus for perceived danger. The relaxation response, on the other hand, is governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. And when it activates, every single system in your body begins to shift. Here is where it gets genuinely remarkable. The moment you begin to consciously slow your breathing, something called the vagus nerve activates. This nerve runs from your brainstem all the way down through your chest and into your abdomen, touching your heart, your lungs, and your digestive organs along the way. When stimulated through slow, deliberate breathing, the vagus nerve sends signals throughout your body that essentially say, the danger has passed. It is safe to rest now. Your heart rate drops. Studies show it can decrease by 10 to 25 beats per minute within just a few minutes of deep breathing. Your blood vessels dilate, reducing blood pressure. The muscles along your spine, your shoulders, and your jaw, places that hold extraordinary amounts of unconscious tension, begin to release. And your digestive system, which nearly shuts down during stress, quietly reactivates. But here is what nobody talks about when it comes to relaxation. Most people never actually reach it. They sit quietly, they close their eyes, they stop scrolling their phones, and they call that relaxation. But their nervous system is still running in low-level sympathetic mode. The cortisol is still circulating. The internal monologue is still firing. The muscles are still subtly braced. True physiological relaxation requires an active shift, not just passive stillness. That shift involves your brainwaves. And this is where the science becomes extraordinary. Your brain operates at different electrical frequencies depending on your mental state. When you are alert, focused, and active, your brain runs primarily on beta waves, cycling between 14 and 30 Hz. The moment you begin to genuinely relax, your brain transitions toward alpha waves, which cycle between 8 and 13 Hz. Alpha state is associated with calm alertness, creativity, and that dreamy quality you feel on a slow Sunday morning before you have checked any messages. Go deeper into relaxation and your brain begins producing theta waves, cycling between 4 and 8 Hz. This is the state just before sleep. It is associated with vivid imagery, deep memory consolidation, and what neuroscientists sometimes call the hypnagogic threshold, the doorway between waking and dreaming. Many experienced meditators and people who regularly practice ASMR-based relaxation can access theta state while still conscious. The effects on mental recovery are profound. Research from the National Institutes of Health has shown that even short periods of deep relaxation, as little as 15 to 20 minutes, can reduce cortisol levels by up to 50%. That is a measurable, hormonal shift with real consequences for your immune function, your mood regulation, and your cardiovascular health. Chronic high cortisol is linked to everything from weight gain to cognitive decline. Regularly activating the relaxation response is not indulgent. It is physiologically protective. Now consider what happens to your muscles during genuine deep relaxation. Your muscles are never truly at zero tension unless you consciously bring them there. Even sitting still, most people hold residual muscular tension they are completely unaware of. This is called muscle tone, and while some baseline tone is healthy and necessary, stress drives it far above that baseline. Progressive muscle relaxation studies have shown that systematically releasing tension group by group can reduce the overall electrical activity in muscles by up to 60% compared to a resting baseline. That is your body physically letting go of stored stress in a measurable, documented way. There is also something fascinating happening in your skin. As you relax, your skin conductance drops. Skin conductance is a measure of how much electrical current your skin can conduct, and it rises with arousal and anxiety because your sweat glands activate. When you relax deeply, the sweat gland activity decreases, conductance drops, and this change is so reliable that it is used in biofeedback devices as a real-time measure of relaxation depth. Your skin is literally reflecting your nervous system state. But here is another layer most people never consider. Deep relaxation accelerates the clearance of a waste product called adenosine from the brain. Adenosine builds up while you are awake and is one of the primary reasons you feel tired after long periods of mental activity. Normally, sleep is the main mechanism for clearing it. But research suggests that deep, sustained relaxation, particularly in theta wave states, can begin that clearing process while you are still technically awake. This is why a deep 20-minute relaxation session can sometimes feel as refreshing as a longer nap. The implications of all of this are significant. If you struggle with sleep, chronic anxiety, tension headaches, or persistent fatigue, the missing piece may not be more sleep time. It may be the quality of your nervous system reset during the day. The science suggests that building even one deliberate relaxation window into your daily routine, where you genuinely shift your nervous system into parasympathetic dominance, can change the trajectory of your health over months and years. Cultures that have practiced structured relaxation for centuries, whether through yoga nidra in India, specific forms of Taoist breathing in China, or meditative traditions across dozens of cultures worldwide, were not simply engaging in spiritual ritual. They were, without the language of neuroscience, doing exactly what modern research now confirms. They were deliberately activating the relaxation response, training the vagus nerve, and shifting brainwave states to restore physiological balance. The modern world makes this harder than it has ever been. Constant notifications, artificial light disrupting circadian rhythms, and the always-on culture of work and connectivity keep the sympathetic nervous system perpetually primed. The antidote is not complicated, but it is deliberate. Slow breathing, reduced sensory input, gentle, non-demanding auditory stimulation, body awareness without judgment. These are not soft suggestions. They are scientifically validated triggers for the parasympathetic nervous system. What begins as a simple choice to lie down, breathe slowly, and let yourself be still becomes, within minutes, a full-body biochemical event. Hormones shift. Neurons change their firing patterns. Muscles release tension they have carried for hours or days. Your heart finds its slower rhythm. Your brain descends toward its most restorative frequencies. And your body, which has been waiting patiently for exactly this signal, begins to repair, restore, and prepare you for whatever comes next. That is the science of relaxation. And it starts the moment you choose to begin. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Sleep Wave for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.